Hi everyone, to another episode of Dimitra's Dishes. Today I'm going to be teaching you how to make Greek style stuffed onions. This was a highly recommended recipe. You guys asked for it in the comments over and over again, especially after my Yemista video, which was my classic Greek stuffed tomatoes and bell peppers. I hope you guys are gonna love this one. Let's get started. Okay, so we're gonna begin with the onions. I'm using yellow onions here. You're gonna need between 6 to 8 onions. I'll do 8 onions because the center layers of the onions are too small. You won't be able to stuff them. They're definitely not gonna go to waste. They're delicious and they will be baked alongside of these in another tray, but that's for later on. You're gonna cut off both ends first and then remove the papery layers off, discard them. And then we're gonna cut a slit down the center of one side of the onion. You don't wanna cut all the way through, otherwise you won't be able to seal these later on. You want one long layer, and this is gonna be the opening for them where the layers are gonna separate later on, and we'll be able to stuff them. So I have a big pot of boiling water. I'll add some salt to it and very carefully place the onions into the pot. I'll reduce the heat to a medium at this point, and they're gonna cook in the water for about 15 minutes. You'll see that they're gonna start to become tender and the layers are gonna begin to separate. You'll see them loosen up a little bit. Once that's done, carefully lift them out of the water and put them in a plate or a tray or something like that so they can cool down, and that way they'll be easy to handle. So next we're going to make the stuffing, and this is the same stuffing that I use for my yemista, which are the classic Greek stuffed peppers and tomatoes that I've done before. We're going to begin with an onion. I'm going to finely chop it and add it to a pan with lots of olive oil. This is going to cook over medium heat until it's nice and soft and golden. Next, I'll add 6 garlic cloves that are grated, and we're just going to warm them through until they're fragrant. Now I'll add 2 pounds of ground beef. I'm going to break it up into the pan. I'll also season it with some salt and black pepper. I'll start with a teaspoon of salt and lots of freshly cracked black pepper. Break it up until it's no longer pink, and then I'll add about a cup or a cup and a half of canned tomatoes that are pureed. This is a tomato sauce that has very few ingredients in it, so I won't be adding any sugar to this mixture. Usually when I use canned tomatoes, I'll add a little pinch of sugar because they do tend to be very sour and acidic, but this already has a little bit of sugar in it because it's tomato sauce and it's already pureed. I'll add 1.5 to 2 cups in, and then I'll just cook it down. Next, I'll add 1 cup or 200 grams of Arborio rice. This is the rice you use to make a risotto. You can use Carolina rice for this, and if you like a lighter filling, basmati rice is a good option too. We'll add the rice in here with a teaspoon of salt. And then I'll take some of the onion water, a cup and a half of it, and I'll add it in here just to add more flavor. You can skip the onion broth if you don't want to use that, and you could use chicken broth instead or just plain water. This adds lots more flavor. So I'll cook this over medium heat for about 7 to 8 minutes. The rice will not be fully cooked. It'll just start to get slightly cooked. And once all of the liquid has been absorbed, it's ready. You want to turn the heat off, and then we'll add the herbs. So 1 teaspoon of dried oregano, 1 teaspoon of dried dill because I don't have any fresh dill. If I had fresh dill, I would finely chop a 1/4 cup of it and put it in here. I also don't have fresh mint, but dried mint has so much flavor. So 1/2 teaspoon of dried mint is going in here. And then I finely chopped lots of fresh parsley. That's also going to go in. Mix everything all together and the stuffing is ready. Lastly, we're going to get the sauce ready. So the stuffed onions cook in a tomato broth. So I have over here about 2 cups of tomato puree. Might be a little more, might be 3 cups. I used 2 cans, so 2 15-ounce cans of tomato sauce, and some of it already went into the stuffing. This is the rest of it. I'll add a little bit of balsamic vinegar to this. It's more like a balsamic glaze. It's cooked down and reduced, and it's so delicious. So I'll add some of that in here, season it with some salt and pepper and also a little bit of olive oil, and then 2 cups of that onion broth. Mix it all up and set it aside. Now let's stuff the onions. So you're going to carefully separate the onion layers. If you did this ahead of time, they'll be nice and cool and easy to handle. Otherwise, wait a few minutes so that way your hands aren't on fire. So you're going to take 1 layer at a time and put about 1 to 2 tablespoons of stuffing, depending on how big the onion layer is, and then roll it up and place it in the baking pan. I'm using a 9 by 13 inch baking pan. I know I'll have leftover stuffing and I'll probably bake the rest in a separate baking pan, but this will be nice and full. Keep stuffing the onions until either the stuffing is finished or the onions are finished. The centers, you can save them for another recipe. They freeze well, so you can put them in an airtight bag, but I have some leftover filling here. So what I'm gonna do is stuff these 2 bell peppers that I had in the fridge, and then the remaining onion layers will also get stuffed. And these will just bake in another tray. So I'm going to pour all of that delicious tomato sauce over the onions. They're very nice and snug in the pan. I fit as many as I can in here. And that's good because it'll hold them in place. And then I'll cover this with some aluminum foil. If you're worried about foil touching your food, you can crumble up some parchment paper and cover the pan with that first and then with aluminum foil. And this is gonna bake in a preheated oven at 400 degrees Fahrenheit for 45 minutes. Then you're gonna take them out, uncover it, remove the foil and parchment and all of that, pop it back into the oven for another 45 minutes until the sauce is nice and thick, the rice filling is fully cooked, and the onions get slightly caramelized on top. You're going to want to let this sit at room temperature for a little bit so that way everything settles and thickens, and it's just going to be beautiful. The last thing we do is garnish this with some fresh parsley, and then they're ready to serve. Okay, so just like that, the dish is ready and they smell incredible. The onions have caramelized a little bit and then the sauce has thickened. The filling is definitely fully cooked. I checked, I peeked in there and I took some out just to check to make sure that the rice is fully cooked, and it sure is. This is such a delicious recipe to make, and leftovers taste even better the next day. This will keep fresh in the refrigerator in an airtight container for about a week. It's great to take with you to work to have for lunch or something like that. The only thing you need to serve this with is some toasted bread, feta cheese. Sometimes it's served with some Greek yogurt on the side. There's so many ways to eat this. These are so delicious as is. All I did was garnish them with some finely chopped fresh parsley, and they're ready to serve. Time for the taste test. Delicious. Perfection. The onions, I love roasted onions because when they caramelize, they get nice and sweet. That tomato sauce balances the sweetness out. The tomato sauce is definitely not sweet at all, but it's cooked and it's nice and rich and delicious. The filling is perfectly cooked, literally melts in your mouth. You guys are gonna love this one. So those onions that were left over, that were the centers of the onions that you couldn't stuff, I just put them in the side of the second baking tray that I made with the stuffed peppers and the remaining little stuffed onions. And they also cooked, and they're just gonna be sweet and delicious and caramelized. The whole thing is so good. It does take a little bit of work to put this together. This is not one of those quick and easy weeknight dinners, so make sure you make a big batch so you could enjoy this for days. The exact measurements are on the website, dimitrasdishes.com. You could head on over to print this recipe out. Thank you so much for spending time with me today. I'll see you all next time. Yes, us.